Are you with me at all? The same way man is made up of spirit, soul and body, that is the same way one of the components of this world in the realm of the spirit is sound. One of the components of this world in the realm of the spirit is what we call voices. If you remove voice, everything will dematerialize. And so you will find out that in Genesis chapter 1, when God was about to begin creation, do you know what God said? He said, and God said, let there be light. You will find out that light is not a product of something that happened haphazardly. The things that were found on earth did not happen by random. They happened by the voice of God. And so if you want to check the true foundation of everything that exists, look at the voice that created it. I'm trying to tell you that everything that you see upon this face now is a product of a creating voice. Every time God wants to start a project, what he does is to utter his voice. And so the voice of God is a creative power. And you will understand, every time God wants to speak to situations, he will tell the prophet, what seest thou? He said, I see a valley of dry bones. He didn't tell the prophet that now carry those bones and begin to do this and that. No, he said, now say unto the dry bone. That means that what you use to change situations around is voice. So if you check the fabric of everything created, one of the major components you will find here is voice. Everything that you see on time will never have arrived if a voice did not come forth. Did you realize that even in the upper room, before fire came, one of the things that validated the incoming of that fire was that they had a sound as of a mighty rushing wind. It was not a mighty rushing wind that happened, it was the sound of a mighty rushing wind. And after that sound came, fire came. That means every time something is about to create it, a voice must first go forward. Man that is wise, we understand that even your words are not to be toyed with. Did you remember a prophet called Elijah? The man was walking and somebody looked at him and said, look at that prophet with bald head. And all of a sudden the man looked and said, let a wild beast come out of the bush and destroy him. Did you realize that all of a sudden we don't know where that wild beast came from? I'm trying to tell you that a wild beast was there all along, but he needed the voice of a man to approve his existence. There is an authorization power. This is why they say any man that cannot use his mouth, with destiny will be closed. Even before Jesus came, what they needed to do was not to create a congregation of people. What God did was not to create new churches, because in that time the Bible made us to understand that there were two cathedrals. There were two people fighting to become priests, two priests in one nation, and that was not the plan of God. When God wanted to bring his son, what he looked for was a crier. What he looked for, that was why when they asked John the Baptist, who are you? He didn't say I'm a prophet, he didn't say I'm an evangelist, he said I'm the voice crying out. What he's trying to say is that if a voice does not go forth, nothing can be bettered. Can you come up a little? The man knew that the way to bring a reality into this time is that somebody will stay on the altar and cry. Every time anything tangible is about to enter this realm, one of the first things that happens is that God will look for a crier. This was why when Hannah wanted to give birth, she didn't understand that before a prophet will come, a certain kind of voice must be uttered. So you don't give birth to Samuel by pregnancy, you give birth to Samuel by finding the code of his destiny, and the code of his destiny is in sound. That came before and was saying, Lord, give me a child. She prayed to a point where they could not hear her voice again, and the priest was looking at, it's like this woman is drunk. He don't know that what she's doing there is creating realities. And you will see churches that they tell you don't pray in tongues. Anytime they stop you from uttering mysteries, you deny yourself the ability to create. Before God creates anything, a voice must have come forth. A crier must have isolated where God is. 1 Corinthians 14:10. There are many voices in this world, and none of them is without signification. It means that as the keyboard is playing now, beyond what you are hearing, in the realm of the spirit, there is a language is uttering. This is the reason why the Bible said David. How do you think David trained his men? to take down mighty nations. The Bible said that David will carry his harp, and whenever David plays his harp, it begins to utter mysteries. There is something about the sounds that the harp of David produced, that if you listen to David for long, you will become a mighty warrior. This is the mystery that every ministry must understand, that there is a language that forms men when they listen to me. This is the reason why somebody will listen to a secular musician. After a long time, he will not know where loss came from, because every time voices are altered or they are made mention of, there is a signification. There is something he wants to do in a life. And so this is why even Jesus, concerning voices, he said, the words that I speak to you, they are spirit and they are life. Every time Jesus speaks, his words has the capacity to command your life. Anytime Jesus speaks, his word has the capacity to give direction to a life. He said, in this world there are many voices. Ask your neighbor, do you know the voices in this world? Did you realize there was a story in the Bible called that of Esau and Jacob? You see, when spiritual people want to contend for things, they don't contend for what you contend for. They were not fighting to ask for who will collect land. What they were fighting for was voice from their father. And immediately they went to their father. One realized that this other guy was not on seat, and he went and covered his body with a goat skin and stood before the father. And all he was asking for was a voice. All he was asking for was the blessing, and immediately he uttered blessing upon this man. Did you realize what happened? All of a sudden he became a great blessing, because he had a parental voice that was backing him to rise. There are many of us that our parental voices, instead of to utter blessings, have uttered curses. Many of us don't understand that you will labor for long if your voice of your parent is a horn that is fighting you. It's one of the deliverances that even the highest prophet on earth will not be able to secure for you until the mercy of God comes. Are we together? Have you found out that more people that disrespected their parents, there are people that even beat their parents to death? For those people that their parents died and left voices with them, generations after them will battle it and they will never become it until their mercy of. This is the reason why the Bible said, and the horn warred with the saint and the horn prevailed. Because in this horn there is a component of the voice of that horn that also has the parental ambience, and every time he begins to utter this ambience before the throne, and he's saying that for this one that is walking upon the face of the earth, there was a law that he broke, a law of headship. Did you realize that Moses was a great prophet, but his forefathers swore unto his lineage and say all of them will become angry men? All of a sudden that horn stood up against Moses when he was about to enter the promised land. Moses was about, you will naturally think that Moses did not go for therapy. You will think that the reason why Moses is angry is because he doesn't have self-control. There is something bigger than self-control. It's called the voices of horns. You will learn everything that you need to learn. You will learn everything by the book. When it's time to practice it, you will do another thing. This is the reason why you will see some people, the husband will beat the wife. After he has beaten the wife, he will now come to consciousness and say, what did I just do? He will sincerely be apologizing. Even you will know he was not the one. But do you know what happened? The power of a horn overpowered him. His will was subjected and overrun by the power of that horn. Remember, the Bible said that the saint waged war against that horn and they lost. Many people are waging war against parental voices that have become a limitation of their life. No matter how much they pray, they go nowhere. Have you not heard of a man called Jabez? When they were to give birth to Jabez, the mother uttered a voice over his life and said, your name will be called Jabez, because in pain I bore you, and in pain will you live for the rest of your life. Do you know what that means? The woman coordinated his destiny by his voice. The Bible said that Jabez was a honorable man, but honorableness was not enough to enter destiny. The parental voice must give way too. Are you with me, or should we change topic?